Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, I'm John, this is Benny Intruder, and welcome back to Rome Total War Barbarian Invasion, where, depending which side of the Empire you're looking at, things are going very, very differently indeed. So over in Britain, we're in full-scale retreat, because the Celts are looking bloody terrifying, and we're now at war with the Saxons, and they've got flipping Grail Knights and mercenary Galaglassers and all sorts of business over there. So we're basically just abandoning York for the minute and falling back to flipping London to try and cower there for a moment. But don't worry, we've got help nearby. Our brand new faction heir, Spurius Flavius, the most Christian man who ever Christianed, is in the process of defeating the Saxons, and then he's coming over to Britain to get some revenge on the bloody Celts. Which is all going, very, very well indeed. Britain might be slightly on fire right now, but that's fine. We're gonna send help and reinforcements and diddly-diddly-dee. Everything's going to be fine. Down over here, meanwhile, we've got a brand new emperor. It's his first day, and his first job is to basically stand on a river crossing and face off against the bloody Vandal hordes. This here is one of the finest armies we've ever put together. Arguably, not quite as strong as the one Spurius Flavius has, because these combatants only have a single rank of XP. So there are a handful of better quality troops elsewhere in the Empire, but not by much. This is still a ludicrously solid army. Solid cavalry, solid archers, some Catholic priests at the back just for moral support. It's all flipping lovely. But yeah, the question is, what are the Vandals going to do now? And what would I rather they do now? I mean, this army can probably stand up to these guys pretty well, but not all of them. Not all at once. Not on a basic, simple river crossing. That's not going to work at all. But if they just decide to ignore my emperor and instead just walk into northern Italy, well, Ravenna and Mediolanum and Rome itself are all looking extremely flipping vulnerable. So we're training some emergency troops as fast as we can, which is probably going to completely crash the economy, but screw it, needs flipping must. Oh yes, and the Berbers are on the way. Obviously, they're going to be attacking Carthage any moment now. But that's fine. We probably have enough troops in Carthage to stand up to all of that. Probably. I mean, technically, we're not actually at war with the Vandals right now, but they'll just attack whoever they bloody well feel like it. Everyone else in the world we're pretty much at war with right now. Anyone we're actually not at war with? We're not technically at war with the Sassanids. That's true, and we've never gone anywhere near the Roxolani. And we do have, a handful of barbarian factions up north in Europe. We haven't really had much to do with yet, but we are starting to pick up borders with them. So sooner or later, me and them will have a chat. I'm just kind of hoping they'll expand eastward. That'd be great. The Eastern Empire is doing much, much better. They're at war with the Sassanids, who are basically, over here, this sort of an area. And we don't know how well they're doing, because unfortunately, the Eastern Empire just refuses to trade map information with me. So, I've no idea who controls what around these parts. If I ever do actually run into a Sassanid diplomat, though, that could potentially be very, very useful indeed. I'd be totally happy to ally with those guys, because basically, screw the Eastern Empire, they were the ones that started all of this. And as for the forces of a Quincum, ooh, interesting. And by the way, I can't afford to retrain that guy, but I should totally retrain that guy. Nothing's coming into a Quincum momentarily, though I am definitely worried by the Franks, who we are still at war with, and they do basically have a full stack army ready to go at this point. Yeah, would you believe I don't think these towns are going to stand up to much? Okay, I'm going to start bringing some troops a little bit further south, just in case Caius Flavius needs reinforcements in a hurry. Here we go. Lower these guys to a low tax rate, and we can just about manage with basically no flipping garrison. So, bring these guys over to here. They can't get over to the Emperor just yet, but they're close by. I don't want to actually use up all their movement points, just in case the Eastern Empire starts being stupid. But we have plenty of manpower around here. Hopefully, this will be fine. But we are starting to run into, another problem, which is, after the initial immediate bunch of revolts, the Empire kind of settles down for a bit. But only for a bit. You see, down here in Spain, we're actually down to, 70% public order with a low tax rate. The thing is, these towns keep growing, and squalor keeps getting higher and higher and higher. Sooner or later, random little towns on the outskirts of the Empire are gonna start getting very, very angry. And that means the tax rates need to be lowered, or you need to increase the volume of games to keep people happy. But that means the economy keeps taking more and more hits, because as the number of taxpayers goes up, the rate you can tax them goes down. You're probably still benefiting overall, but sometimes not so much. Sometimes there are towns that are frankly more trouble than they're worth. And that's before we get into the problems of rebels, who are becoming more and more ubiquitous, it must be said, including some with some decent troops on them. And pirates, we don't have the fleet to deal with that. Never mind all of the factions in the world all attacking us simultaneously. Right, well, we're out of money right now. It's time to see whether the Vandals are gonna try and attack the Emperor on his bloody first day. Oh, flip, they're doing it! The Vandal War has begun! Okay, this is kind of good, kind of bad, which is, we've got a river crossing, and they're coming one at a time. But there's only so long this guy can stand against these, alright? We're going to take some casualties. And they've got plenty more armies coming. Alright, what do we know about this guy? Line of sight, influence, factionaire, confident pagan. Nothing major, to be honest. Nothing that gives him a bonus to morale. But Spurius Flavius, the mightiest man in the Empire, he is brave, alright? And he's a good defender as well. This guy can stand and fight. We have got the advantage that they're trying to do a river crossing. Not a bridge, though, so yeah, that means all his ranged troops actually do have a shops. And those step raiders have long-range missiles. We are going to be peppered with fire, but that is fine. They are not armor-piercing, and we have got some really heavily armored troops right at the front. I think we should be okay. The problem is, what's going to happen next? And there we go, there's the big problem. Step, horde, chosen warriors. Defense of 22, attack of 11. Really, really, really powerful sword units. We most definitely want our archers to be shooting these bastards down. Right, let's make this flipping happen, I suppose. Here we go. Very narrow river crossing. So his troops will be able to fire on me and I'll be able to fire on him. Now you're probably thinking, oh, a bridge crossing, this is lovely and easy. Yeah, there was a bit of a change in Barbarian Invasion, which is some units have the ability to swim. Basically meaning that they're allowed to cross water, even if there's not a bridge in place. And a lot of Barbarian units do. It makes them very vulnerable, they swim very slowly, and if you catch them as they come out of the water, they're easy pickings. But it means there is not a single choke point right here. It is a lot more difficult than that. Alright, here's my chosen formation. We got ourselves 2 Counterattacking right on the front line. They're going to bottleneck the actual fort. We've got another 2 units of Counterattacking over on the flanks. Any unit that tries to swim, they're going to be intercepting that. Then we've got archers on one side, archers and also crossbowmen on the other. 3 units of spearmen behind, ready to throw themselves forward as soon as any cavalry start approaching from any angle. And then 2 units of Counterattacking as reserves at the rear, in case anything starts going wrong over in this direction. And finally, yeah, cavalry, I think I'll actually spread them out just a tiny bit more, ready to charge in at a moment's notice. Keep the general nearby to the front for morale. Same deal with the Catholic priests. Oh, I don't know how this is gonna go, but hopefully we'll be fine. Let's flipping go. And they're starting nicely far back, actually. This all works for me. So get these guys into position right over here. Everyone else, keep them a little bit far back. And bear in mind, if anyone's going to get hit by archer fire, I'd rather it be the Counterattacking, because they can flipping take it. Move the archers up a little bit. All of you guys, move you guys up a little bit too. Get these guys right on the front, ready to commit if need be. Alright, Catholic priests, head to the front. You guys, begin chanting, please. There we go. Some nice generic chanting. We're not really sure what they're saying. They don't say anything. They just kind of vaguely mumble. That's fine. It's Latin. No one speaks Latin. Oh, wait. Hang on. And what do we have over here? Step raiders. Probably they're planning to actually swim over the river, which is good. That all works for me. That means we can pick them off before they actually start firing. Anyone else planning to start firing just yet? Not yet. They're just all getting ready. We've got more units that might try and swim over. I think you're going to try and swim. My troops are not yet quite into firing range, because my guys are pretty low on the old range. That's fine. We've got the troops ready to go. Any moment now. They're going to be the... Oh, hang on. We do have fire coming in. We've got fire coming in off those horses right there. That's fine. These guys can take it. They're taking more damage than I'd like, to be honest, but... they can stand up to it. Oh, we've got counterfire. We have definitely got some counterfire there. I saw you guys counterfiring. Well flipping done. Take those bastards out. In fact, screw it. If you're going to start firing on me, get these guys forward. Start laying down the fire on them as well, please. You guys, right up to the water. You guys, right up behind them. I want to take those bloody horse cavalry out. I need my front line to hold for the time being. You guys in range now? Yes, you flippin' are. Begin firing, please. There we go. And archers, open up on them. Let's let them know what happens if you try and invade Roman territory. And down the step raiders start to go. Good, good, good. These guys are firing on us. There's counterfire going on. Is anything going to start actually crossing the river? So far, nothing is actually crossing the river. But my units have opened fire. This is all good stuff. Looks like they're actually moving into a crossing column right now. And the chosen warriors are going to be right at the front. That's good. We can chew them up with my Comet 10 says. My units are now firing. It's a bit of fire coming in. Everyone's just exchanging fire over the river. This is why I'd rather have had a big bridge, because then we wouldn't be able to actually fire on each other until those guys were already crossing, which would have been much better. This way they can hit me a little bit too easily. But that's fine. We're doing more damage to them than they are to us. We've taken out nearly 10% of their forces. They've taken out only 2% of mine. This is all going well so far. And more importantly, Steppe Raiders are being slaughtered. And Steppe Raiders are, yeah, one of the most valuable missile troops. And the standard same rules applies in Medieval 2, which is, if they've only got nothing but cavalry, they cannot take a single one of my cities. They need infantry to push siege equipment, to take walls, to open gates. If I can knock out their infantry, they've got nothing. Alright, we're doing a good job knocking down some of their actual cavalry right now. These guys need to just be finished off. I'm a little bit worried about the low level of ammunition we've got here. Okay, you guys actually firing anymore? There might be a little bit of firing going on. Who are you even firing at right now? Ah, there's some more flipping missile cavalry over here. Stop murdering them. These guys are annoying, but if we've actually got a shot at them, take it. Defensively, they're not the best. They're not desperately well armored. They will fall apart against these archers. Oh, here they come. Here they flipping come. They're going to try and cross the river. So, that means, yeah, these guys presumably have the swim ability. In fact, the river seems very shallow. I'm not sure they really need the swim ability at this point. There's a lot of fire being laid down. Guys, get over here. Hit these flipping peasants. You guys, start to fall back, please. Start to fall back. You guys, pick off these lads right over here. You guys are... Oh, they're being chased right back out. Those guys don't like that one little bit. The chanting will keep these guys together. These guys are trying to push across the river right now. This is all absolutely fine. These guys are in a good position to continue firing. You guys are in a good position to continue firing. They're under a lot of fire themselves. And these Comet 10 says are just going to chunk through these here peasants. They are already wavering. What's actually at the front line right now is some chosen warriors with some cavalry behind them. So I'm actually going to commit... Oh, there's the warlord. There's the flipping warlord. I'm going to actually deploy my own spearmen into the rear to start pushing through right there. But these guys are starting to fall apart. That's the problem. You guys don't have the flipping morale for an extended fight. This is going very, very well indeed. Alright, good first engagement. But the thing is... We've still taken losses. How much of the army's already been killed just because of counterfire? About 14%. I can only do this so many flipping times. But I wouldn't mind taking out the warlord if I could, because that's their faction heir right there. So if we can just murder him, that'd be spot on, actually. And anything else? You guys, just, yeah, lay down some fire wherever you flipping can. Those guys are breaking. Don't want to deploy my own cavalry forward. If I could catch some of these guys out of position, I wouldn't mind it, you know. Screw it. Get in there. Let's actually get my own cavalry charging in. I would like to actually run some of these bastards down. Come on, you guys. Break, you stupid bastards. Oh, their leader's broken. In comes the cavalry. Down you flipping go. And oh dear. Oh dear. I think the Sarmatian Auxilia are going to start tearing you the flip apart, my good man. Shouldn't have flipping stepped into Roman territory, should ya? In we go. Chop, 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 chop. And this is a lot of infantry we can pick off. And that is really, really good news, as I'm saying, because the more infantry we kill, the more infantry they don't have to take our cities off us. Oh, you gotta love watching some flipping barbarians be chopped down by honest Roman steel. Now, are these guys badly damaged enough that I can just run into the back of them and have them actually break down? Because these guys are technically, yeah, they're spearmen, but they're not standing up. Oh, there we go. We've actually got proper spearmen being run down. That's the stuff right there. There we go. Once those guys are all dead, this army ain't coming back. Alright, let's actually take a note of the losses here because they're not insignificant. We've actually taken, yes, some big hits, the Comet 10 says. The archers are mostly okay, but one unit was basically very, very badly damaged by exchanging fire with some horse archers. The cavalry is in tip-top shape. My reserves were never committed. I still have a front line. This is not bad. It'll flip and do. Also, I'm not convinced this was really much of a river. I feel like they could have just walked over this at any point. I'm not sure they needed to swim. It seems pretty bloody shallow to me. 2,200 men still standing. They've been wiped out down to the last 400. But they've got more yet. I can only fight so many times. Now they're going to immediately... Yep, they're going to immediately try again. In comes another full stack army. And this time, I'm wounded. Okay, what do these guys look like? It looks like pretty much the same thing again, actually. But this time, yeah, their step raiders are already a bit on the damage side. And one of their chosen warriors is already damaged too. And as for their actual leader, nothing special about him aside from a famous warrior. +1 morale, that's no good. But if I can kill this guy right here, that's the last full stack army they've got. After this, it's only half stacks. We might be able to handle that, actually. We might be able to break the back of the Vandals right flipping here. Spurius Flavius, on his first day, might win one of the most important victories in this entire campaign. Screw it, we've got to give it a go. Okay, so, same basic formation, except I've decided to go for the second strongest two legions right at the front here. So the 155 and the 125. They can fight well, but they're not my best. My strongest, I'm still holding back in reserve. These are my two best quality, highest health legions. They're being held back. The priests right at the front. The spearmen who were badly injured last time are still at the front, but this time there's less heavy cavalry to take out. There's also less firepower, but hopefully we'll be okay. And yeah, actually it felt like these Comet 10 says didn't need to do much, so the weakest Comet 10 says are now on the flanks. And my cavalry is still in very, very good shape. So if need be, we can throw them in for a last-minute charge. Oh, that's a lot of missile cavalry, though. Yeah, they've still got a lot of missile cavalry. Step raiders are damaged, though. Screw it. I'm deploying these archers right to the front. But ideally, I'd rather have you actually take the fire. Move you just a little bit further forward. Let these guys actually get the attacks in. There you go. Stop right there. Open fire on these guys. Open fire on any of these guys. If you can get a shot in, that's great. It looks like two of them do. Yeah, two of the archers have a shot over here, and they start to die very, very fast indeed. Over here, there's a bit less, but if you guys just move the littlest bit further forward, you might just have a shot at it. Alright, so we've also got some peasants over there, not the highest priority. These guys are taking some damage. We knew they were going to. That's fine. They've got the armor. They can stand up to this, alright? Look at that. Arrows are coming in, but they're taking damage very, very slowly. My archers are being protected by these Comet 10 says, meaning that these guys have got the chance to get their shots in. But honestly, I think you should actually move over to here to have a shot at these guys. You keep taking out these guys. Yeah, these ones are a bit more on the damage side right now. And my archers are kind of running straight through fire, which they shouldn't be doing, but whatever. Take out the step raiders. That's absolutely fine. And you guys, you've got a shot at... Yes, you've got a shot at some cavalry over there. The actual crossbows don't, however, their range is slightly smaller than standard archers. And once again, Comet 10 says drawing the fire. That is their job. They can flipping take it. The archers can answer back. These guys can't. They don't have the armor we do. Oh, some of these archers are really under heavy fire right now. There is a direct exchange of fire, and these guys don't like it. They don't have the flipping armor. But if we're taking these guys out, it's probably just about worth it. Alright, we can just about hold on here. They might break, though. They're taking some really severe casualties. But the thing is, right now, my casualties are being taken on the flanks. In particular, this flank. And that's all fine, because these troops have barely been touched. They can stand, they can fight, and there's no heavy infantry. There's like one unit. Yeah, there's one full strength unit there, one damaged unit over here. they've not got anything that can actually push across the river. When it comes to the actual grinding fight versus the Comitatenses, these guys cannot do a thing to me. Oh, these archers are in a lot of flipping trouble, though. Yeah, that's very unfortunate. I feel like maybe we should even just back off on this front. These guys are taking losses for very little benefit. Yeah, I'm going to pull these guys back. If they survive, we'll be able to heal them up later. I'd rather they weren't killed to the last man. You, change your target over there. Just continue their good work. And there goes the revenge fire. Beautiful. Yeah, for some reason all the missile cavs over on this flank. So I might just want to keep my distance and just wait until they're ready to start advancing. Save my firepower for hitting these guys. But then again, that's kind of what these troops are for. Because these guys are, yeah, looking good all things considered. Some of them up to silver chevrons, in fact. Oh, you've pulled yourself forward a bit too much there. Get out of range of missile cavalry. Bloody hell. Yeah, I think it's time we actually pull back. This flank is starting to run into trouble. Get back out of archer range. We've done some really good damage to these guys. They're not going to be able to do anything to me. Just let them come now. Fall back, let them come over the river. Oh, here we go. They're ready to start pushing. So, we've pretty much lost control of this flank over here. But the center is still... It's strong enough. We've still got over 100 men. We've still got the flipping Comitatenses. You guys are... You're just peasants. Screw it. Get you guys over here. Intercept that. We've also got ourselves... You're just peasants. You've broken before this even began. You guys are ready to throw in your... No, throw in your things, please. Thank you. Right, take them down at this point. My Comitatenses can stand and fight against all of this. Where's their actual leader? There's totally some horses in there somewhere. Get in there, take out the steppe lancers. You, get in here, take out those peasants too. These Comitatenses will stand and fight all flipping day. The Comitatenses are... Where are you even going? I don't know where they're flipping going. They shouldn't really be going there, though. And you're not chanting. Please start chanting. It's your one job. Right, okay. I think at this point it's time to... No, don't actually commit my reserves. I might need them for a third battle yet, but... My archers are starting to look very, very battered. I don't know how many more times we can do this. I mean, sure, we've won, but they've got more armies. Are we ready to try and push straight in at this point? There's a warlord, and the warlord is dead. Push, push, push. Deploy the cavalry. At this point, we just start wrapping them up. They won't be able to stand up to this. We can trigger a mass rout. In come the Sarmatians. That's the chosen warriors. And now, wrap them up. Get over the river. Choppy, 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 choppy. Shouldn't have come into my neighborhood, mate. 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74% of the enemy dead. 75, 76, 77, 77, 80% and still flipping dying. Oh, you gotta love that Sarmatian charge at the end there. And my cavalry have still barely been touched. Good flipping work all round, lads. Oh, there's the steppe raiders. Don't let them get away. I want them hunted down. Come on, lads. Where do you think you're going? No, 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 no. You were so keen to invade Roman territory. Hang around a while. You like horses so much, say hello to ours. And that there is a nice big old pile of corpses. Oh, you've gotta flippin' love that. Oh, that's a lovely looking battlefield right there, but we've got a problem. The kills on the other side were greater this time because we didn't have enough firepower to counteract their missile cavalry. We're down to 1,700 men and, in particular, those archers are looking battered. And the moment we don't have the archers to deflect their missile cavalry, they're just going to be able to pick apart my infantry. But I still have strong cavalry and I've still got two completely untouched units of Comitatenses. Alright, in they come. They're going for a third attempt. I just don't know if at this point I want to... Oh, that's too much heavy cavalry. The problem is, look at the state of my spearmen right now. 45, 27, and... Hang on, there's one. 69. Even though these guys are technically the weakest force we've faced so far, I don't want to take those guys on. Not right now, because, yeah, that's actually 3 leaders, including the faction leader. What do we know about you? Yes, Swordbreaker as well, which is no good at all. Logistics expert, +2 morale. Yeah, I've got a really bad feeling those heavy cavalry would just destroy me. I'm going to pick this moment to fall back. We've won 2 good victories. Let's not ruin it. And the Franks aren't doing anything. What are the Huns doing, by the way? Alright, we've got... Ooh, we've got someone who's up for adoption. Aulus Flavius, 21, confident Christian. Go on, why not? Where is he? He's over in... No, that's Tertius Petraeus. That's an unrelated man who's also a confident Christian. Are we sure that's not the same guy? Because that feels like the same guy, but I swear he just changed his name. So, things are going well against the Vandals. The problem is I'm now very much out of steam. I need to actually heal up this army in a hurry. Now, a Quincum, I believe, is set up to be able to handle that. We've got a practice range. We've got a Legion barracks. Good. We were ready for this. I think it's time for us to fall back. Right, get my spy right in among them. What do we have left? It is 4 armies. The guy who's got all the heavy cavalry, we're going to need more spearmen to take that on. And after that, yeah, I don't think there's actually any... No, after that, it's all captains. No actual warlords whatsoever, which means that they're being mostly led by steppe lancers, who are relatively very flimsy. These guys are badly damaged, and actually, we're getting to the point where I don't know if any of these armies could even actually break into northern Italy. Even with only the tiniest force defending them, yeah, epic stone walls might be enough to just shoot these guys down. Okay, we'll deal with that mess in a moment. What else is going on over here? That is... Okay, the Huns are once again trying to kill the Sarmatians. They really flipping want to do it, but the Sarmatians are up to multiple silver chevrons. They've actually picked up another new family member, so they've got even more heavy cavalry this time. Spot on. The Eastern Empire's got a lot of troops floating around. I would like to actually get sight of Constantinople, and that is marked as a huge city, not the capital. Where's your capital, then? I mean, they might have moved it to Antioch, I suppose. That would potentially make sense to deal with certain problems with public order, but... Okay. Oh, but hello, Sassanid diplomats. I've been looking for one of you. How would you like trade rights? Marvellous. And how would you like to exchange map information for map information? I won't even charge you for it. There we flippin' go. So that gives us a lot of information about the East. Good, 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 good. So, that's the Sassanid Empire, right there. Covers, yeah, fairly wide geographical area, but it's not actually that many cities, all things considered. Though they have done a good job taking some of the northern towns, that's nice. And they have visibility of some parts of the Eastern Empire, just due to spies or whatever. So yeah, Antioch is also a huge city, not the capital. I mean, the capital could be Alexandria, but that'd be really weird in terms of distance to capital modifiers. That'd be an odd place to move your capital to. And the Berber army has got close, but it is not yet in a position to attack us. By the way, would you just like to take this guy out just to get some practice? Oh my goodness, what? Right, so I've just lost 2 very good assassins. Okay, not great, but what can you flipping do, eh? Just get a little bit more. What do we need? We've got heavy infantry right there. I don't really know what this guy's got, to be honest. But yeah, for the most part, these guys have got axemen, so they've got good armor piercing. But they don't have much in the way of range. But I do already have 4 units of archers and also some mercenary crossbowmen. I've only got 2 units of spearmen, but I probably don't need more than that. Actually, I'll get a 3rd, just in case they've brought a whole bunch of camels, which they might have done. And the Saxons have decided against counterattacking. Good. Everybody into London, please. And as soon as you're done with the flipping shipwright, let's get some walls constructed, just for safety. Weirdly, the Celts have not actually moved in to take advantage, though they are continuing to build up even more flipping chariots now. Well, first things first, let's take the easy victory right here. We should just be able to march into this place and knock it over. Yeah, this guy's a family member. Dislikes Christian cultists, -1 from law, untouched by fear. Fine. So he's got some decent morale, but he's got nothing in his city but some peasants, so I'm not really worried. Simple basic battle, went exactly as you'd expect. We took out the enemy general by baiting him into spearmen, so we've taken some knocks to the actual spearmen there. Not sure whether we can repair that here. Hang on, do we have any... I don't know, we may or may not be able to repair those guys here, but yeah, the main killing force of the legionaries has been untouched, and the cavalry and the archers are fine, so I'll take that, that works. And just for safety, because I don't want to bother with garrisons around here, all of these places are being exterminated for money. And they're really unhappy right now because they desperately... Oh, wow. They don't desperately want to be Christian as much as I thought they would, actually. I'm genuinely surprised. Spurius Flavius, you must be losing your flippin' touch. Ah, but we do have the advantage here of upgrading missile weapons +2. Yes, screw it. Let's actually just spend one turn taking advantage of paganism before we actually bother to tear it all down. Well, as for the new guy Tertius Petraeus, he may as well just head north, help out with the Christianization of Campus Frisi once we actually get there. We've actually discovered, why the Saxons don't have a big army. They do. It's just sitting there not doing anything. So we've got a big Saxon battle coming up as well. And these guys are no joke. So I'm sort of glad I do actually have a very, very decent army here. Together with the fact that, soon my archers are going to be even flippin' better. That should be, I think, up to, +10. The actual thing was not experience, it was upgrading missile weapons. So that's straight up to silver bows. Lovely. Also, I find it odd that they decided to actually worship Ul, their god of, long-range stuff, in a town that didn't have a practice range. But, go on then, sure, why not? Alright, time for the important thing. A tactical retreat that means that, Caius Flavius makes it safely back to town. Possibly the best thing we can do is, I could just get him back to town immediately, just for safety. Marcus the Gambler has enough troops to, Okay, get you guys over here. What can we do? I can get this guy back up to full strength. I can get you up to full strength. And now, we've actually got 2 full strength Silver Chevron archers. That's not bad at all. I could just merge some units into this army to get it back up to full shape. But I can't actually push back against these guys now, because now he is on the crossing. So I'd have to cross against him, which doesn't really work very well for me. The big thing we need is spearmen, and plenty of them. And we do have plenty of spearmen in the army of Marcus the Gambler. They're not experienced, they're not well armed, but they'll do the flipping job. And I might be able to do at least a little bit of merging to preserve some of this XP. So, go on then. Send over 1 unit right over there. Merge him into... such a shame to lose that XP. But it's worth it just to keep this army at full strength. The archers took the most damage in that. We need to get some of those archers out of here right now. We can replace those with these archers, but they are nowhere near as good. So, we're definitely replacing these units with inferior iterations. 2 badly damaged units of Commodus Tentes can head over there, and I do have replacements for you. They're not great, but they'll do. Is that enough to stand and fight against the Vandals? It's not perfect, but it'll have to do the job. Though I think actually you've actually got slightly stronger Catholic priests. I think the priest took a bit of a knock there, so send the priests over there. You deploy your priests over here. You join up with these forces, if you'd be so kind, and get them back to Aquincum for retraining as fast as flipping possible. These guys can... These guys are capable of catching up, which is not good. Not good at all. But on the open field, would I want to do this on the open field? I really wouldn't, but if it helps protect this guy, I probably should. Right, let's just get you right over there. You can make it to me. If he decides to attack me, then that's unfortunate, but it protects the damaged units. They need to make it back to Aquincum. They need to be retrained, because if I leave myself too vulnerable, the Eastern Empire will be coming straight in after us. Also, just keep pumping more and more troops out of Vicus Franci. Alright, we might well flipping need them yet, because the Huns are still floating around. Though, admittedly, the Huns are looking more and more damaged, but then again, even with this level of damage, they've still got like 3 full-strength armies who are not nothing. The Huns are tough. Very, very tough indeed. So, Spurius Flavius is simply holding position here until we've got this place properly converted to be a lovely Christian settlement. We've got more Christians coming in to assist with that. We need to take out those flipping Saxons, however. Fine, the campaign against the Saxons is going to take a little bit longer than I thought. Fortunately, I'm not so worried about northern Italy anymore. The walls there will protect us, but I am worried about my armies in the field and the Emperor himself. I'm just going to take another step forward, by the way, because I do not want this guy being pulled into the fight. You can't get to him, right? I don't think you can. Alright, we should be good. Alright, time to see if the Vandals are interested in trying to push this any further, or whether they decide to walk away. And we've not been... Oh! Okay, I think the Huns lost again and decided to attack again. Yes, they definitely lost because there's some units in the I just lost position on the left there. So the Huns are at this point absolutely flipping determined to defeat the Sarmatians. And the Sarmatians they're gonna win. I feel like the Sarmatians are actually gonna defeat the Huns, which is baffling, but there we flipping go. Oh, and we've got flipping plague, because of course we do. Oh, this is no good at all. Right, okay, nobody in or out. We just quarantine the place. That shouldn't be a problem. This place is down to 55% public order because it's only 47% Christian. I am surprised. Okay, knock that down. It's flipping time because, yes, we've got some even better quality archers. This is going to annoy them even flipping more, by the way, but screw it. It's fine. 60% public order. We'll just have to make do. You get up here and help out with that. Next turn, yeah, the paganism unrest goes down from 50% to 20%. But that is too much of a risk. There's going to be rioting here. So I think the army needs to just step outside for one day. We'll have one turn of rioting in the town. That's fine. We'll just pay to put it right. I can't be bothered to actually, have to pay for any of that. So you just step out over here. Stay inside the same territory, obviously. We'll leave the Limitane right there. That puts public order down to 35%. They'll be rioting, whatever. We can sort it out. Settlement besieged. Well, obviously the Berbers have attacked Carthage. And the Vandals where are they? Ooh, that's interesting. They're actually not where I thought they'd be. They're over here. Are you guys maybe thinking of heading back in this direction to attack Sirmium? You might be, In either case, Marcus the Gambler has his chance. He gets back into a Quincum, and we can train all of these brave heroes back up to strength. Now, as for Spurius Flavius, let's actually just move him right onto the bridge here. If you want to attack me, you're doing it in a bridge battle. Oh, and perfect timing. Yeah, mercenary barbarian spearman. Love it. Get those guys on board. We do need to replace the actual damage over here. So, temporary stalemate between us and the Vandals. I'd like to, just recharge my forces before going up against them. Though, I suppose what I could actually do is, I could go for a night fight. If I attack these guys in a night fight, I can actually start picking them off one by one. This is actually checking on you, by the way. Oh, I don't know. Can I spy on you? Very unlikely to succeed. But if I were to attack this guy... Let's not do it this turn. Let's just chill out and actually get our troops back up to speed first. Let's instead focus on the other big fight that needs to be done. The Berbers are coming in. Right. We have the army ready for this. Let's flippin' go. So, what we've got here is a giant pile of hillmen and axemen, one unit of desert archers who are not long range actually, I thought they were, but they're actually not, peasants, some basic lancers who are actually not so bad, defense of 15, not terrible at all, and then more hillmen, but defense of 11, armor of only 2. These guys are all pretty vulnerable to range, so if I just bring up my front line with archers behind it, I should just be able to slowly push them out of my territory. Alright, let's start bringing the troops out here, and while we're actually drawing up, I'm going to keep a couple of archers up on the walls, just to make sure these guys don't feel like doing anything too stupid. We've only got range to about here, but it will just keep them from crossing this line. Oh, yep, here we go. There is a bit of stupidity going on here. So my archers do actually have a shot at them. They've just moved slightly forward. And as a result, we can just pick off some peasants nice and easy. Oh, hello. They seem to just be charging, which is highly convenient because they're just charging directly into prepared spearmen when I've actually got the gateway right here. So, I mean, I guess if they want to, I'm not going to stop them. They've even flipping got their archers charging. I've no idea what's going on here. I don't want my cavalry, honestly, that close by to spearmen, though, so... Okay, what on earth are you bastards doing? And now they're yelling retreat, which makes sense, yes, because you've just decided to run directly into the walls and straight into my troops. Well done, everybody. Good job all round, basically. My camels managed to break, though, because camels are terrible, but whatever. I think they might have been caught out of position by some hillmen there. Well, we picked off a handful of them on the way out, but yeah, they actually held together pretty well, so we also lost some cavalry. But that's fine, we can just repair up those guys, it's not a big loss. We've definitely done more damage to them than they did to us. Yeah, 30% of the enemy dead, so not too bad all things considered. Also, the game gets really confused when the Berbers retreat, and they retreat all the way over here, which is miles further than their movement range should allow them to go, but screw it. Honestly, at this point, I'm extremely tempted to just build up a handful more troops and go and start hunting the Berbers down. I feel like the forces of Carthage just might be strong enough to pull that one off. I'm not 100% sure, but they might be. Right, time for the next move of the Vandals and also the Huns, who are continuing to just suicide into the Sarmatians. This is not what I was expecting. There we go, that's another loss. The Sarmatians actually decided to sally forth and have now managed to kick those bastards out. The thing about hordes is they're very difficult to kill. All these guys need to do is settle somewhere, and then if they get kicked out, they'll form a new horde, which if the population's risen, will actually be back to being pretty numerous. But I think they might actually finally have decided to leave the bloody Sarmatians alone. Okay, we've still got plague, but it hasn't spread. That's absolutely fine. Rebellion or worse. And oh dear! What a terrible, terrible shame! Eastern Empire rebels? Oh no! Oh, never mind, it was immediately suppressed. Alright, fine, whatever. Just in case you're curious, by the way, if you're not playing as the Western Romans, then they get a much easier time of it than any human will. Like, if you're playing as, say, the Franks, you'll notice that, say, only the odd handful of settlements ever actually rebel for the Western Empire. So, the AI gets some very forgiving towns next to you. And as for Campus Frisi right here, yeah, this place is straight up to 76% Christian, flipping lovely, in which case, what do we want to give them next? Maybe we just give them a bigger chapel, just to be 100% sure. You get in here, manage this place, lovely. Also, I can't help but notice that there is, yeah, just a random rebel unit right there. Please naff off. Oh, here's a good one. Carolus is ready for a shipwright, and that is, that's nice, that's sexy right there. You know what? I think I'm going to start preparing for it. Carthage, I'm going to build some flipping paved roads to help my units move around a little bit more easily. And then, we're going hunting. I've had enough of you, you stupid bastards. And as for the Vandals, they've fallen back in this direction. Now, they are still dangerous. Bear in mind, they sacked Salona, meaning they've got plenty of money, meaning they can hire more mercenaries to keep them going. We need to put our best quality army back together. Over to Quincum, there we go. We've got some better quality units ready to move back in. Specifically, 2 units of decent archers, 3 of Comet's 10 says. How much do you have you need to get rid of? That's not great, those aren't great. Actually, that's pretty much bang on, lovely. You guys head back over there, send me the good stuff. Now that's back to what we need to see, lovely. I'm going to actually start marching in this direction. Not here though, I do not want to fight in a forest. Let's just head over here. That'll be absolutely flippin' fine. This should be strong enough to fight anything that they can throw at me at this point. Ooh, the Saxons have evacuated. They've taken their troops and put them on the boats. Though, actually, those are not the best boats, to be honest. If I was very, very lucky indeed, these pirates might actually be able to kill them. Because that's... yeah, those are pirates. Oh, go on. Go over here and kill those troops. Please, go ahead. Oh yeah, they're just marching towards northern Italy right now. Right, that's not good at all. If need be, I'm happy to meet them on the open field. That's absolutely a-okay. Anything's better than them being able to get into northern Italy because they could just take these towns. Bear in mind, these guys do have agents, alright? It is not impossible. They could actually get themselves an agent inside my city, attack, have the doors automatically opened, and straight away just walk in. Alright, following turn. Let's see what's actually going on with Carthage here, which is how much of this public order is depending on... ooh. Well, that is interesting, isn't it? So, public order is only 25% tied to garrison and 15% tied to this governor. Meaning, I could actually, yeah, basically take the entire garrison out of the city and the governor too, and I'd actually only lose 40%. Offset that by putting daily games on, leaving a tiny garrison behind, perhaps. That's doable. I can take pretty much this entire army with me. I was hoping to actually upgrade some of southern Spain, but I need the money for Carthage. just for the time being anyway. We can actually have... hang on, what can I do to cheer you guys up? You guys need to be cheered up. A bath! Everyone loves a bath. Just a handful more units just to keep everything ticking along here. That'll be fine. Rebels taken care of up north as well. Spurius Flavius doing a good job, just hanging around here, making sure this place is nice and Christian for the time being. Up to 89% already. Spot flipping on. Meaning we can actually even put up the tax rate a bit. Beautiful. Right, next, time to head over here. Because if I just basically hang around in your territory, your supposedly pagan territory, you might start running into trouble pretty quickly, my Saxon friends. So now the Huns have kind of exhausted themselves, what are they planning to do next? I mean, logically, they should just try and find a soft target and settle there. That'd be the most sensible thing to do, but probably, knowing their military tactics so far, they're going straight for another crack at the Sarmatian capital. And the other big question, are the Franks going to come and take me on in the open field? Oh, it looks like the Huns are finally moving on to greener pastures, but I'm a little bit concerned they're moving straight towards Gothic territory. Now, the Gothic territory is not in a desperately... No, Tertius Petraeus is a man we've already recruited. Alright, that's a lie. You're lying to me. Oh, wait, it's Tertius Petraeus who's sponsoring this guy. Okay, he seems kind of good, actually, sure. Somebody's going to show up in... Yeah, he's going to show up here. Now, that works for me, because that means he can manage this territory once we take it. And speaking of which, yeah, I'm just going to come and hang out in your space right now, maybe preach to your people a little bit, tell them about how great Christianity is, because this puts the Saxons in a very, very difficult position. If they don't come and attack me, I will slowly convert their entire population to Christianity, somehow like indirectly through osmosis or something. And as a result of that, their city will have minus 100% public order attached to it. And could even lead to it going flipping rebel. That could be flipping beautiful. Oh, and there's even a mercenary golden band. Yeah, buy that every flipping time. Come on, lads, come and take your best shot. Also, apparently the Sassanids have done some very mean, nasty things to Christians, which we might be willing to just overlook if they're willing to have an alliance with us, because I might be super open to an alliance against the Eastern Roman Empire. I mean, they allied with the Franks, so screw them. Yeah, come on, lads, let's do this. Alliance? And no, they're not into it. Boo. Now, the Vandal hordes have arrived. Oh, flip. They are right in northern Italy. And they're actually moving faster than I can move, which is not good. Right, whatever troops we actually have at this point, just chilling out up here in Vicus Franchi, which is not much, just start them moving south. We need every flipping soldier we've got trained ready to go right now. Also, perhaps a worrying sign, the Celts just moved. And they actually have, that's a full stack army, including, oh bloody hell, that's their entire ruling family as well. Oh, I don't like that one little bit. Right, I want information. Send a spy up north, please. I'd like to know exactly what it is I'm looking at. I'd also really love to send Marcus the Gambler down south to actually reclaim Salona at this point, because it's fairly vulnerable. A lot of its units are peasants, but if I do that, I'm leaving a Quincum wide open to the east. Unless they're willing to make peace. If they were willing to actually have a ceasefire right now, I'd be up for it. No, they're not up for that. Fine. Okay, so the pirate problem's starting to get a bit out of hand, and that's a real issue, because they've started just besieging all of my ports. And that's actually a lot of money per turn I could end up losing. So, at some point, I need a new fleet, but I can't possibly afford a new fleet right now, so... Okay, the problems just keep on coming in. Gotcha. Stay focused on the important thing for the time being. We might be able to finish off the Vandals. Oh, they're coming in. Yep, that's it. That's their actual faction leader. That's their main force. If we can take this down, and that's a terrifyingly large amount of heavy cavalry. How good are you at your job? Oh yeah, you are really good at your job. You've got sword bearer. You've got yourself logistics expert. These guys are going to stand and fight. But this is maybe not quite the best arm we've ever fielded, but it's not bad. And based on positioning, we might be able to take a really nice high ground position on some hills. If we get really lucky, that'll be an option. The main advantage we've got is, aside from his heavy cavalry, he doesn't actually have that much. It's mainly just the leaders. I might be able to... Oh. There's no other leaders on this. If I could just kill these 4 people during this battle, I don't actually know what happens. I assume that's the end of the Vandals. We might be able to actually win in one single battle if I can just make sure none of these people escape. Oh, flip. Let's get it done. Alright, there's a bit of a slope, but not really what I was looking for because, yeah, if I try and take this position over here, they will actually have the high ground advantage. So that is most definitely not what we want to do. Better we be more over here and accept flats. Okay, so we're fighting on the flats. That's the best we can hope for. And conveniently, there's actually a little graveyard over here. Marvellous. I feel like, yeah, we might have a few bodies to add to that by the end of this. Alright, pretty standard box formation, maybe a bit more defensive than I'd normally go for. Commenter 10 says, at the front, spearmen spread out, so wherever they decide to deploy their cavalry, we can respond. 2 on the flanks, and then 2 just behind the front line, ready to dive in. Priests right there, ready to provide the support. Archers nice and safe at the rear. Cavalry spread out so they can respond to wherever they're required. We need to make sure all 4 of these family members die. Alright, that's the key. The problem is they have started on the high ground, so if they just decide to draw up here, this is going to be hard going. Alright, we've got some movement here, and it's movement towards us by the looksy of things, so don't worry if we come under fire. If we come under fire, that is fine, alright? And yeah, they've started firing at us, but the angle they're going at, they will soon walk into range of my archers. My archers are up to here. And there we go. Counterfire is going to start coming in momentarily. Chill out, guys. Everything is going to be fine. These archers are good quality stuff. The Comet 10 says can afford to take a few knocks. This isn't going to be a problem. We're just exchanging fire at the beginning of the battle right now. Just making sure we're all getting into the right position. There's some step raiders over there. Hang on. You guys are long-range archers. But you're looking pretty exposed to me. I'm going to deploy some heavy cavalry over in that direction, just so if we can smash into them and deal with them immediately before they become a problem. These guys are looking very, very damaged to me. This is all looking good so far. Yeah, I think we should just be able to smash into these guys. They don't have much in position to respond, so we can maybe not actually break them, but bare minimum, we can do some damage, because Sarmatians are no flipping joke. Start chopping them down, please. And I think they're responding to that, but bare minimum, yeah, down from 160 to 114. Bloody Sarmatians are amazing. Right, you guys, don't stand around and actually start getting shot. Get back towards our position if you'd be so kind, because they've definitely got more cavalry following up, trying to take you down. Admittedly, if they're going to try and chase me, I could probably... Oh, that's a warlord. Yeah, they've got a warlord in pursuit. Fine. Lead him back over here towards the spears if you can. No, he's given up. All right. They're starting to move in. They're starting to move in. They're starting to move in. What do we have? There's a warlord on one side over here. There's another warlord behind him. And there's also, yeah, there's chosen warriors, but they're going to be engaging with the Comet 10 says. We can handle that. You guys handle this. Together, I'm pretty confident you can actually deal with that. Send these guys to support if need be. Alright, that's 2 units of actual spears and 1 of cavalry as well. We should be able to actually take them down. They're actually going to be outnumbered. That's fine. You guys head in that direction. Help out with all of the chunking. These guys are going to be absolutely flipping screwed. What's going on over here? You guys, that's another warlord. Once again, Sarmatians and spearmen together should be able to chunk straight through this. And the rest of the units are coming up on my front line. They do not stand a flipping chance. They're not breaking through. Commenter 10 says, not a chance in hell. Alright, stop for a second here. The first enemy general has fallen. It's just one of the family members. It's not their main leader. We are taking a lot of damage here, but it's worth it. It's 100% worth it. What else is actually coming in? Because there's a lot of peasants. They are not going to be able to stand and fight. Not a chance. There's their main warlord. He is flipping tough. So, archers, please concentrate all fire on that bastard if you'd be so kind. And as for, yeah, this warlord over here, deploy the other spearmen in that direction. That's absolutely 100% fine. So, guys, get those bows ready. I want to see you firing. You should really be chanting, by the way. Sorry, I forgot about that. And In comes the... Oh, their warlord's going straight in. He is going to do some flipping damage. Warlord number 2 goes down. Unfortunately, I don't know where. I don't know, like, which side has still got a living warlord. I know there's a living warlord in the middle, but I don't know where the other living one is. Statistically, he's likely to be on this side, but I don't know. Alright, some of my cohorts are not actually doing anything right now. So, you... get over here. Just kind of close the trap there. You get over here and, yeah, hit the warlord. He's at 99 right now. You don't worry about any of this. Just get round the side. Start chopping down their flipping cavalry. I want all of it flipping dead. I've got units starting to break over on this flank, which is not good at all. You guys... get on top of there. Yeah, okay, so we got problems over on this flank because that's where 2 separate warlords were. I'm going to deploy my own warlord right into the middle of it. This guy is my flipping emperor. He has got 97 bodyguards with him. He's fresh. He's not been committed so far. And this warlord is down to, yeah, 20 and falling very, very fast indeed. The other unit is just missile cavalry. They're not going to be able to stand and fight for long. There is a possibility I could lose my emperor here, which would be a real tragedy, but... I think hopefully we're going to be okay. In fact, hang on. Where is the Emperor right now? Does anybody know where he is? Anyone got eyes on? There he is. He's safe and at the back for the time being. He is not directly engaged at all. And their units are starting to break. And they're starting to pull away. That is a 3rd death, I believe. That only leaves 1 more at this point. Right, I think at this point my general can actually do some very good work starting to mop up their line right over here. So just pull you around over here. And, yeah, peasants. Yeah, I'm not sure they're going to be steady for too much longer. Get in there. And by the way, you guys have all collapsed. Everybody... get on to him. I want everybody on the warlord. If we finish him off right now, I think this war's been won. We've got eyes on him. Come on. 1-on-1. Get my emperor right on top of him. And I want him dead. I want him flipping dead. Get in there. Spurius Flavius, you are going to win this war single-handedly. You are going to be engaging this guy in 1-on-1 single combat. And this is going to be it. It's faction leader versus flipping faction leader. In they come. Come on. Finish him off, and down he goes. Spurius Flavius just won that one, single flipping handed. Technically it was his bodyguard, but like, you know, when we record this in the history books, we won't mention that bit. Right, ride the rest of them down if you'd be so kind. Oh, and extremely bloody conveniently, guess which direction they're retreating in? Oh yeah, it's straight towards the graveyard.
All Rome will be amazed at such a victory. The day is ours!
Just for once, voice correct narrator man, you're actually correct. That was a pretty damn good victory right there. We may have lost 1,000 men, but honestly, I'm not surprised. That was a lot of really hardcore heavy cavalry. But we might have just successfully killed the Vandals. What happens to the rest of them? I've no clue. They might just magic... No, they're gone! They're flipping gone! Oh, but the Saxons are coming in now! The Saxons want to flip it go! But you know what, ladies and gentlemen? I'd say that's enough for now. We have won a great victory against the Vandals, and they have been destroyed. And that means there is now nothing threatening us aside from the Celts, the Berbers, the Huns, the Goths, the Franks, and the other half of the Roman Empire, plus a bunch of stuff I probably haven't thought of yet. So, okay, quite a few things. But next time, ladies and gentlemen, the holy fury of Spurius Flavius will be unleashed across Northern Europe, and we will try and figure out how to deal with the Berbers and the Eastern Empire. But in the meantime, I've been John. This has been many a true nut. This has been Rome Total War with Barbarian Invasion. Thank you very much, and goodbye.
This guy's enjoying that. This guy's enjoying his elephant a bit too much.
Oh my god.
In fair Verona, we set our scene. Oh my god, Becky, look at her butt. It is so big. They've managed to glitch inside one of the buildings. Elephants in the rear! And then in come the chariots!